All right, we are day 4, right?
You sound so sure about that.
I think today's plan, I'm gonna help Karl. We're gonna blow all this stuff off the suspension in the back here, get the axle free. You're gonna start doing the whole building the 4-bar stuff.
Figure out the 4-link setup for the back, C-notch.
And then, so we'll blow that out, help you blow that apart, and then I guess while you're starting to do designing and whatnot, I am gonna turn my attention to the inside. I'm gonna pull the dash out, kind of just rip the wiring, and I guess some of the, are you leaving anything with the air stuff in there? I don't know.
I think that like all that stuff will get gutted, like clutch, the air brake, master kind of thing, like just gut it down to just hot rod stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
then we'll put
gauges
the, I'll just start slinging the wiring through. We'll figure out where we're gonna dump it. You can finish up the lights and all that jazz, cause whatever.
Yeah. Who needs lights?
I'll get it to the key, and hopefully it fires the motor. And
Sweet, sounds like a plan.
yeah, well, I guess we got a plan. So let's get her going.
Day 4.
Alrighty, that was an experience. These rivets are hard to get out of there. Anywho, we blew all the springs, everything off. We're probably going to clean up the axles. Well, Karl is anyways. Going to get probably the shock mounts off. I'm not sure. I guess we're torching the pads off.
Oh, the axle pads? Yeah.
Yeah, those are all off. I think the plan is to level it out, and then Karl's going to start doing some measuring and figure out how he wants to do the suspension. He's running these little bags on it, so I don't know if it'll help at all.
just little one.
And then I think once we get it leveled out going, Karl's going to start doodling. I'm going to jump in here and just start stripping everything out inside the cab. electrical wise anyways. Right, well, frames leveled, came up with a game plan. Karl's gonna do his dealio out the back, kind of lined up his drive shaft. I guess he had cut it, and that's the length he's gonna go for with his chassis. I don't know where we're at here, but it is gonna have like a dovetail extension, which will be another time. Won't be this round, but our goal is to get the bags working in the back today anyways. Anywho, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean up all the the torch off the axle, so when he makes his brackets, we can just burn them straight on. They'll be good to go that way. Won't touch much on the frame right now because till he starts making up the brackets, then we can clean them up quick and do the gusset. Our plan is to do a 4-bar. I think it's going to have a cross link underneath because with the big bags, we don't really have room to do a Watts or a Panhard because it's pretty narrow. So we'll see how that works. Gonna do bag kind of behind. It's on top, but behind. But yeah, he's using these bags, and I think they came off like a pusher camper. So they're a nice big triple bellow. Should work fine. Should work for what he needs here. Anywho, I'm gonna pull drive shaft off so I can slide this axle out. I guess just be easier for me to get in here and start grinding this stuff up. Okay, whole lot of grinding later. We've cleaned up the axles. We haven't touched anything on the frame yet because I'm not sure once Karl does the kick up, we'll be able to just clean up what we need and cut off what we don't. But I guess that's about all I can do for here. Karl's on the slow train, designing stuff out that way. I'm gonna move my attention to pulling stuff out of the inside of the truck here. So, first things first, we do not need this hydraulic clutch, so I'm pulling that out. There's an air brake on this side. I'm going to take that thing out. And then I believe I'm just going to go open up this gauge cluster and see what's behind there. Just start cutting wires out of the way, and we'll try to sling in the new harness. Hopefully it'll work. I mean, it'll work. It's got to fit in there. We just have a lot of there's just a lot of junk in the way. We just got to pull it all out. Not a big deal. Alrighty, we have gutted everything out of the cab. I am struggling trying to get this key out. It just does not want to cooperate, and I'm about ready to drill that sucker out, which is fine. We have another ignition up there, so that's the one that was plugged into the truck. Everything's cleaned out. We've left a few wires for Karl, because some of these go up for the light bar, the power for the lights, like the interior lights, stuff like that, so he can patch those in later. I think we'll cut the plug out of the other harness so he can at least plug that in properly when I find it. He can match these up and kind of do his thing. Yeah, we just have it down to basic stuff. So this is like the heater controls. That's the heater wire. Yeah, some things cut out nicer than others, but whatever. It's fine. Anywho, I am going to now kind of sling that wire in there to try to see if I can get the fuse box to sit in the similar area, because there's a nice access panel here that goes out the truck, so we can kind of run the wire where it's got to go from there. And then Karl's just kind of burning everything up, so I think we'll be, once I got that slung through, we'll be starting to do the step notch in the back. Okay, so you've seen Karl had been doing a bunch of doodling and cutting. We got a big pile of steel now. As soon as Karl gets back, we are gonna go through this, start mocking things up, bobbing off what doesn't need, and working on all of Karl's puzzle pieces here. While that's going on, I've been doing a bunch of wiring. It's been fun, not fun. We have everything kind of loosely mocked up. I think what we're gonna end up doing is at least just getting the ignition working. Like, that's about as far as I think I'm getting with it. Ignition and the basics on the motor, so we can at least fire it off the key. We have a lot strung out into the front. We still got to string these where everything's got to go, and a lot of things are going to be too long for one side of the truck and too short for the other side. So I believe this long wire section is going to be for the headlights and the signals and things, and then this long but not quite long enough piece here is to go to the tail section of the truck. And then this is for the motor. So I think this one's okay. This is going to reach. This one's for the sending units and stuff, and it should be pretty close. I'm not 100% sure, but hey, we'll find out. Anyways, I'm going to skip this for now, and I'm going to give Karl a hand, and we're going to start mocking up the back and get the kick and get the bags and stuff mounted. Our goal for tonight will be to get that stuff all zapped in, loosely mocked up, and working. That would be super ideal.
Super ideal. Ideal. Yeah.
All right. Well, Karl is actually doing some more cutting. He's going to do the center plates onto here. So I don't feel like doing electrical right now. So I've been put on link bar duty, which is cool. So the plan is here, we're going to just hole saw the edging so we can do the bushing mounts that are going to fit on either end. So I'm gonna go through all the link bars. We're gonna do these super quick. And hopefully Karl's got the other mounts all cut. I think he's gonna like pre-build a lot of the stuff on the bench that he can, and then we'll mock it up. And hopefully these bars are all good enough to use, and we should be a little bit closer to actually getting the rear end and bags kind of situated on the truck. I tried helping Karl tag teaming, but I ran out of wire.
we were like, man, I bet this looks really cool. Us both welding like this, it's probably awesome. And then we're out.
I got that far. We got half of the other one done. I blitzed in the, well, I almost did half of that one. Karl got the other side. Yeah, we're kind of motoring along. I'm gonna hunt around, see if he has some wires somewhere, but I think this one's out of commission for today. right, we ended up calling her early last night, so we're kind of pushing over to the next day, but our plan is to get the notch done and the bags done. I think that's kind of the goal. So we've welded all those up. We're gonna trim up the frame and get these notches or steps in. We've kind of tacked together all the brackets, or Karl's tacked all of these. I've burned a little bit of that. So the goal is, this is gonna be up on the frame. That's the rear bag mount. I guess the upper mount's gonna go, what, just straight onto there?
Yeah, straight on the bottom of the frame like that.
So easy peasy.
Kind of like this.
And we do make the bars. I cut the notches, or whatever they're called, however you call it.
Copes.
The cokes.
Cope.
I hole sawed the ends. That's how I understand it. Anyway, we're gonna make all the links, and yeah, hopefully we're gonna, well, not hopefully, it's gonna go up and down. That's the idea there. Anyways, we got a lot of welding to do yet. We ran out of gas or wire in the one welder, so I'm gonna hold things and point at stuff while Karl welds, and then we're gonna make this go up and down. Well, I cleaned up the rail. She's a little pitted. Up here, it's not so bad. The wire brush got her down nice and clean, so that's all good. Karl had blitzed in these mounts. And then this is the kick-up / hockey stick dealio. He's tacked up the rear to keep everything all square. So the next is we're gonna put that probably onto here, I guess, and figure out, I guess you gotta figure out where your cut's gonna be next, really.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Because it can't just slip it over.
measure back.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do a bit of that. Hey Roscoe, how's it going? How's it going? Is it wet out there? Well, the notch is in-ish. Well, yeah, it's in. It's not fully welded. Kind of, I think Karl's next step is he's going to be making the link bars, right? No? Yes?
Yeah, I'm gonna make the link bars next, and I'm shy a couple of bushings. They're on order, so I'm just gonna make some temporary bushings for the link bars.
So while he's making the link bars, I'm just going to turn my attention. We're going to flip the cab. I'm just going to try to just get the basics working out of the wiring. Again, all the wiring you seen the other day there, I have it all just looped right now. This is just the basics to start the motor, so I'd like to run that. I'm kind of thinking we're not going to get our goal of burnouts, but at least I want it to be able to start and drive if you got to move it under its own power. Even though it doesn't got no brakes, but we'll figure that
You
out.
can blame the weather for that. I gotta go snow plowing on the west coast. It's a panic if the snow happens. So.
But anyways, I'm gonna go tidy this up a bit. We're gonna flip the cab. I'll wire that up. Karl's gonna make the link bars and then be probably right back on it, getting those front mounts on and the bag mounts. Couple hours. Okey-doke. Karl's built himself a jig that he's going to use to build the link arms. So while he was doing that, I was loosely, and I stress loosely, kind of running the wiring through. So we kind of have, like, everything's going to have to get extended and moved. It is just ghettos together, batteries right there. It should, just by jumping wires, it will start now. So that was the only goal, is I would like it to at least start and be mobile for Karl if he's needs to move it in and out of the shop. So we temporarily hooked up the shift cable, stuff like that. It's uber on the sketchy side right now, as there is no brakes at this point. So like the wiring's loose, done. You know, we can do the ground, get the power in. We put the torque converter bolts in. So it's kind of just done for now. Very loosey-goosey. It'll work for now because you can shift here. We got a hand throttle. Once he gets some brakes in, he'll probably get it further along. He may not do anything with it at this point. I just wanted it to be mobile. So I don't know if we talked about this. So we got the notch in. So like I say, Karl is now making the link bars, and then we're gonna get the drive shaft angle right, get our diff squared up, and we're gonna start zapping on the bars and the bag mounts, and this thing should be sitting down on the ground here soon. right, we got basically what you were watching is we were centering up the diff, squaring it up, centering it up, making sure it doesn't dog track. Karl's tacked on all of the link bars. We'll still have to come up with the cross link yet, but I think for now we'll try to get this with the bags on it because everything's square and straight right now. And I don't know how it's going to go, whether we'll have time to do the cross link yet or not, but
Yeah, I don't know if we'll have time for the crosslink, but we'll still get the airbags in it going up and down.
yeah,
We'll definitely get that done.
that is the plan.
Yeah.
And maybe fire it one more time.
Yeah, well, we'll have to fire it. The finale. Don't miss it.
Okie dokie. We got the lower, there's two mounts on the bottom. We kind of leveled them out, got them in. The bags are together. So that's kind of how we're doing the lift. We're going to throw some air in there. This is going to go smackety smack to the top. Put a couple tacks in there. And we should be able to lift and be able to pull the stands off. That's the goal.
Going up, going up. Oh man, look at those babies go. Oh, that's beautiful. Whoa, we have lift off. The air, I'm not sure.
That's very slow. That's all she got.
That's beautiful. I know she on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just all it gets.
This is just this thing. It is Princess Autumn.
Man, look at that. Gosh, that's epic.
That's beautiful.
Going down. Tying my shoe.
That is insane.
There's quite the lift out of that.
Look at that. Oh, is that hilarious or what?
This is not realistic, it's for anything.
I want to go for a ride.
It's not going to be a fast one.
You will if I pop this. No, you still think so. Come on.
Well, to top this off. So the 4 bars, everything's all in, it's working good. Like I say, we just don't have time to run the pan hard, or I think the goal is it's going to be like a cross link from there up to here. But we're just running out of time. The snow.
It's white outside, and my second job is Mr. Plow.
So our goal is going to be to, well, we got the air ride done, that's a win, and pretty much just start it from the key, I guess to say.
That's another milestone, starting from the key.
So we're basically gonna test this, see that it fires and runs. Technically everything's looped up that it's drivable, but it won't drive, well, it'll drive into stuff.
Yeah, we don't have brakes, so we might not do the burnout. We could chain it to the forklift and do it. Yeah, it's just like, I'll be outside. Yeah, pumping.
That's a good sound.
Yep, this one will be the, there we go.
That is awesome.
Yahoo! Brent, thank you so much. Esther, thank you so much.
Well, I didn't do
This
that.
is incredible. Like I can't believe it. In 5 days, we mounted cab, did steering, engines in, like wiring is mostly put in, fuel systems in, air rides in. Like, I know this is normal for you. It's not normal for me. To have that much work
4
done.
days, not 5.
4 days.
4 days.
4 days. That's just, oh, can't thank you enough, man. It's been such a blast working with you to come out and help me out. Like, it's too cool. I will be returning the favor.
We'll build something, yeah.
Whether you like it or not, I'm coming to your place.
Come in the summer, you could go for a swim, like when you guys take a break.
Yes, I'm gonna come in the summer because you guys have a beach at your place.
I'll put some, like, something on the smoker,
Oh.
and then just have some cold beer on the
This sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, awesome. I'm gonna be riding this dopamine high all night while I'm plowing
Yes.
because I'm not going to sleep tonight apparently.
Winter.
And that's a wrap.
For a few days out, we are, you can see the truck's kind of aired out. I guess in the big picture, front's gonna get bagged, that step's gonna smash the ground. That is pretty much the goal with it, eh?
Full slam. So this thing with a deck on it, it'd be touching in the back inches ago.
Actually, if you did that with bags in the front, you almost won't need ramps, you know?
Yeah, well you could. I mean, like if there's a deck on here right now, you'd probably just plant it and just roll up there. Be fine.
All right, wow, that's awesome. I think this is about the extent that we're out. If you haven't, if you're checking this from my channel, make sure you check out Karl's channel, Make It Kustom. He's got the other half of this all going on his channel, so I want to, I think this is where we're gonna leave it. We're probably gonna see you folks back home while I'm working on, hopefully, maybe my Dodge by now.
Yeah, good luck on the coupe, man. Thanks for coming out, Brent. It's been a blast.
Right on.
I won't be able to wipe this smile
Thank-
off my face for
Thanks
3
for
days.
having me out.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
Anyways, as always, folks, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.
Later, Red Tater Chip. Oh, you even got 2 tires out of that. That was mint. Mint.
Awesome.
There we go. We finished it. That's why you had to come help me with my transmission. Is so that we could do a burnout in the rack front.